It's so bad that some people are living in the parking lot. They park way off so you can't see, but if you get there late and you drive around, you see those things. And it's really heartbreaking that our coworkers are having to suffer like that and still working a full-time job for Amazon, and ends are not being met. And they work so long that some of the workers can't make it to the shelters in time enough to get food or to have lodging. You have a revolving door simply because we can't get enough money and your managers are treating us any kind of how. And he would say, well, they're building buildings across the street, and maybe when we'll have a competitive wage. And we were like, you're Amazon. You're supposed to be the leading employer. Everyone's supposed to be looking up to you. Why do we have to wait to compete with someone coming across the street? But we're doing the work. It's because of us that you can get on TV and say, this is the $1 billion profit we had this year. Amazon are constantly giving us t-shirts or snack attacks, as they call them. They give out the smallest water bottle I've ever seen. During the summer, they were giving out popsicles. I said, no, thank you. They said, you don't want a popsicle? I said, those are for kids. It's like a script. You tell us the same thing, and you still don't follow through. So then, when it really hits the fan, you leave us high and dry. We're thinking about getting a union here. And I was on the first Zoom call and have been there ever since. And that's really what's keeping me at Amazon, because it's like, I feel like I'm on the right side of justice. It's just a good feeling to be a part of a group that is actually doing the work. I'm working at Amazon. It's the new plantation.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha. Now, when I first saw this video, it took me a while to even do it. It's been about a month, because when I saw this video, I was actually going to lean into the employees, and I probably still am a little bit, because this woman looks like she's clearly in her mid-50s. Man, you should have some type of education, degree, certification, something, a hustle, drive, ambition, a small business. I don't know. You can't be 56 talking about a competitive wage. You look like you a grandma. Now, that's not to say that people get started later in life and shit gets hard. You know what I'm saying? What I can say is, you got to stay ahead of the curve. I worked for Amazon for 6 months. They some bitch ass niggas and the customers ain't shit. I got the fuck on. One thing you can't do is force somebody to do something for you. Now, as much as they should be paying a competitive wage, and I believe that they should, right? Like, Jeff Bezos is worth $300 billion. The motherfucker pay me at least, like, stop trying to hoard all the money. Like, him and Elon Musk is some bitch ass niggas, because they pay people shit crumbs. I think Elon Musk actually pays people decent wages. Let me not go that far. He a fucking Nazi, so then there's that. But Jeff Bezos is a fucking scumbag. He looks like Lex Luthor. Like, if there was a Superman, he'd knock his ass out. Like, this nigga is the only person in history next to Elon Musk was able to divorce his wife, peel the bitch off $250 billion and keep it moving. If you could pay some pussy off, you should pay the people that, like, operate your company. But in all fairness, in his defense, I will say it entirely isn't on him. Amazon, like many other companies and corporations, middle management is a bunch of dickheads that need to be fired. They're the ones doing this shit. It's not necessarily Jeff Bezos. He probably know that they ain't making shit, but he ain't operating the shit. The key people he put in play are supposed to be taking care of this, but they're probably getting bonuses because they're hoarding the money and not sharing the profits. And that's really all it boils down to. When you work at a company and ain't paying you shit, it's because they're not sharing the profits. Now, what I mean by that is, it's not socialism. If a company is making $300 or $400 billion annually, after everything's said and done, they can afford to give you $4 or $5 or $6 raises. That right there will put you in the running. Most places, if you in a metropolis city, $25-$26 an hour is at least enough to get your ass a 1-bedroom or a studio bedroom apartment. That way you be out the fucking elements. You don't have to sleep in your car. You can lay your head somewhere. Now you probably have to scuffle the cable bill and shit like that, but you got to make it happen, Captain. But what they should do is at least give people a starting wage to lay their head. Like, and it doesn't take that much. They scout for property to set up these fulfillment centers. So if they could do that, I'm pretty sure they can go around whatever city that they set up and shop, see what the average rent for a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, because you might hire some people that are a family, right? And you go look at the property value of apartments and houses in the local area. That right there would help you determine how much you need to pay people. So if a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,200, then you know that you need to pay people $23 an hour so they can lay their fucking head down. But these people are crooked and evil, and they don't give a fuck. And I'm not necessarily against capitalism. I am against corrupt capitalism. People that make more than they actually fucking need. Like, if you make 100% profit, that's cool. When you're making 4,000%, that's exorbitant. That's not, like, right at that point you're just hoarding money. And like I said, you're not sharing the wealth. And there's a saying that when you take care of your employees, they take care of you. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and all these other scumbags, they here for a good time, not a long time. So they don't give a shit. In any event, if y'all like this episode, also before I leave, if you do have the wherewithal to set up a union, do it. Even though you're not forced to work there, if you are working there, I know how it is to put in time and work and energy at a company. It's hard to uproot and just go somewhere else because they're not doing that. However, that actually is the contingency. You should actually have a backup plan. If they're not paying you that, you guys need to get together and strike hard. I bet if Amazon lost 40% of its workforce, they would change overnight. In any event, I know it sounded like I was flip-flopping. I actually wasn't. I was making an argument for both sides. But at the end of the day, I'm for the employee, not the scumbag corporation CEO, because they ain't doing the right thing. And middle management is a bunch of stooges and dickheads. In any event, I'm out.